everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my very first video on YouTube and it's going to be a tutorial on how to do your brows. I'm not a professional, but I just kind of wanted to show you ladies how you can achieve a nice natural brow and also a bolder brow with the Anastasia line. I'm also going to show you different methods that you can use with some cheaper products and even eyeshadows. So if you want to see how to achieve a nice brow, please keep watching. So the first thing I like to do is to put all the hair on my eyebrows into place, and I do that with the Anastasia clear gel, and it just looks like this, and it just says clear gel. They do have some tinted, but I just prefer the clear, that way it just doesn't add a color that I don't like. So we're going to just go ahead and comb through the hair. These naturally go in up, and then these kind of go to the side. So that's just kind of how I mold it. And then the same thing with this. These go up, and then these go to the side. So that's pretty much how we started off. And in my opinion, they already look better when you kind of put the hairs into its right place. And we're going to go ahead and open the Anastasia Dipbrow. It looks just like this. It's kind of like a moussey type of consistency. I like to compare it to like gel eyeliner. And then we're going to get the angled brush and we're just going to go and lightly tap into this and start the brow. You want to pretty much outline. That's the key to getting a good brow, is outlining what you want first. Don't go in and just start putting on loads of this because it's going to look cakey and it's going to look like a chola. So we just want to go ahead and start the outline. I like to start at the very end. Since you see I don't have a lot of hair right here, I like to just fill that in completely because I know that I need it. So we're just going to go in and just kind of start off lightly just to see how much you like. But you already see a difference right there. And then I want to start off on the top where I know I don't have any hair. And again, you can already see a difference. How this one had nothing at all, and this one is already starting to look way cool. So you want to kind of start at the bottom, and you want to go like that, and just draw the outline of what you want. Remember, if you have thin eyebrows, you don't need to follow the outline that you already have as your eyebrow. If you want to go ahead and make the arch higher or lower, just go ahead and mold it out with this pencil because the concealer is going to erase the mistakes that you make. So again, we're going to go to the top now and just draw that line. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. 'Cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. Just like that. For the beginning, I don't like to put too much of this just because it will look very bold. But pretty much where your nostril is right here, you want to go up. And that's exactly where you want your brow to kind of end. Because, in my opinion, the worst thing, you can see that mess up right here, but the worst thing is when you have really separate eyebrows or when your eyebrow comes up short. So you want to go ahead and fix that. You don't want separate eyebrows. So we're going to go ahead and just go up. And again, do this lightly because you don't want this to be too dark. Don't worry about the mistakes you make because at the end we're going to go ahead and correct all of that. So you see the big difference. Now this little mistake that we did right here, we're going to go ahead and correct with the MAC concealer. Now I have had this for about a year and you can see this very small dent that I made into it. So it's about $18. It is expensive for a concealer, but I promise you it is worth it. We're just going to go ahead and get our little concealer brush. It looks just like this. And we're just gonna go ahead and clean up any mess that we made. I usually like to go like that. Oh. You can blend it with your finger or you can do it with the brush. Sometimes I feel like the brush just keeps adding product, so I kind of just do it with my fingers. Also, another quick tip, with concealer, I do recommend getting a shade lighter than your skin tone, because what you can do is you can actually highlight your brow bone. So when you make that line, it'll kind of bring up your eyebrow instead of it just kind of like sitting there. So that's how the first one's going to look. And you can see a big difference. It does look bold a little bit, but I promise it does match my hair color. And if the other one was done, you can tell that it would match. Now another way that we can do it is by doing the brow powder. And this is the duo powder from Anastasia as well. This is the auburn right here, and then this is like the chocolate, I believe. Now, I know a lot of you don't want to spend $20, $18 on something like that. So I do recommend, if you don't want to spend that, it's almost the same thing as eyeshadow. And the eyeshadow palette that I have from NYX. And you see this brown right here. There's also a brown right here. If you have red hair, there's other tones like this one right here that would work out well for you. If you have lighter blonde hair, right here would work out very well for you. So just go ahead and think about that. This palette was actually $14. It comes with a big mirror. And it comes with 24 palettes. So it's a wonderful, wonderful palette for $14. We're just going to go ahead and do that on the side here. Now this, in my opinion, is just not my go-to. I like more of the pomade, but we're just going to start doing the outline as well. I'm sorry I'm looking the other way, but that's where my mirror is. I can do this just follow the outline of your natural brow. The reason why I don't like the powder is just because it's a little harder to make a shape that's not your natural brow, because it's powder. It's not going to look very nice if you make a big thick brow out of powder, in my opinion. So that's kind of how you would do it. Again, like you see, this does look more like my thinner eyebrow, and I like more thick eyebrows. The thicker the eyebrow, the younger you look, and I obviously want to look young, so I like to keep my eyebrow bold. I don't like it to look skimpy, kind of skinny, so I don't really like that too much. I like my brow dip, or my dip brow. Another don't is, I see a lot of people go for the eyebrow pencil. The eyebrow pencil is great if you're filling in lines in your brows that maybe you forgot to do or couldn't get with the dip brow. But a lot of girls do tend to go very dark on the pencil, or very sketchy. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. A lot of girls go heavy on the brow. And then the worst thing is they do this little line. This line is not cute. Nor does it look natural. And they kind of do this thick as well. Kiss them all day if she'd let me. Her laugh, she hates but I think it's so sexy. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Oh, you know I'd never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, and they almost look the same on camera, but I promise you they don't. If you look at that, it just looks really bad. you look in here, it just looks very cakey. It looks, eyebrow pencils, in my opinion, aren't even really like your color. You can see how bold that looks. This one looks more natural. And you can always lighten this one up. Just a simple swipe will take that off. This one, it's just, it comes off. It looks very just chola to me, especially if you have thin eyebrows. The worst thing I feel is when you have thin eyebrows and you're just penciling it in. Go ahead and create that shape that you want. Don't be afraid to go ahead and make a thick brow when you have a thin brow. So that's pretty much concludes what I wanted to show you guys. Like I said, a lot of these products are a little bit on the pricey side, but I promise they're worth it. This one right here, I actually got at a Walgreens because I didn't want to spend $18 again for a brush. This has a little spoolie right here, which combs your little eyebrow earth. And then this one is just an angled brush. You want to make sure when you have this angled brush that it's thin, just like that. You can kind of see how thin it is right there. You don't want to go too thick. This is another one I got at Ulta. This to me is a little too thick. So this is another one that you can get. I don't really recommend it too much. This one I actually got as a gift, but again, this you could find at a Walgreens. It's just a thin little pencil, just thick enough and dense enough just to swipe on the MAC. The MAC concealer I do recommend. This is a heavy concealer. This is not meant for under your eyes. This is just to kind of sculpt stuff out. And my dip brow, again, holy girl, I love this. I've had this about 4 months, and you can just see how little of a dent I've made in it. A little goes a long way as well. And then this one, I'm actually going to go ahead and put a picture somewhere in this frame of the Maybelline Clear Brow Gel. You can do the same thing and just put it on there. Actually, it's for eyelashes, but it's the same thing. So go ahead and use that, and it costs about $4. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys learned something from this video. Bye. When I see your face, it's not a